I'll give it that attention to detail. It's pretty cool. Could have already give you this piece already done. See, it will only go in one way, and it's diagonal. So I'll try that way. There we go. All done. Brilliant. It's supposed to be the oil sump plug, basically. So if you've ever done an oil change, guys, you'll know what I mean. That is the plug. Pretty cool though, pretty effective. So that takes us all the way to instruction 5 now, and for that we want to take the air filter, and what we're going to do is place the intake onto there like so, and then we're going to get the BP screw. So I'm just looking for my screwdriver. Yeah. So I'm going to take this piece, which has got a little pin there. It's going to go in that hole there. This was from the last issue. Push that in like that. There we go, which is the thermostat housing. This is. I would have thought some pipes would go off that. I wouldn't be. Which are 8R to 8F. Now I'm not sure what that is. I think that's the turbo. I'll look at that in a sec before we go. So what I want to do is here you've got a little lip. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Today I'm building another Fast and Furious Toyota Supra issue 8, and there's the parts. If you're not already subscribed, guys, remember subscribe, like, also comment and share. Press that bell notification. You'll never miss a video of the Toyota Supra or anything else I put on the channel, any other build, guys, in the future. So without further ado, guys, let's crack on with the Toyota Supra from Fanhome. Okay, so here we are again, guys, with issue 8 of the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra. Here's the parts, which we'll take a look through in a sec. Let's have a quick look through the mag. Beautiful car. Yeah, so usual good content, MR2, Toyota MR2, I remember them. Red ones was popular in the UK. Never seen them that colour, to be fair. Not in the UK anyway. Pretty cool. And we're straight in to the parts. We're doing the engine block part 4. These are the parts. We'll take a look through in a sec. It's a busy issue today, guys. And at the end of today's issue, that's the part we're going to have. And here as well. That's going to be the final assembly after 12 instructions. So busy, busy, guys. Let's bring the parts over as I just flick my magazine to the page I need it. And let's get this open. Oh, some nice shiny pieces here, guys. Love that. There we go. Let's get these out. Careful not to lose any of these pieces as I tip them out, but as you can see, those are all empty. Now, I think I'm just going to get straight into this, guys, and say what parts I'm using at the time. There's a lot of little pieces, but look at that. It's like the oil filter. The detail on that, how that comes out on camera. Little brighting like you get on an oil filter. Some more little pieces here. We've got some screws, BP, AP, But yeah, what I'll do is I'll just say what I'm using, and this looks like a turbo. Do the twin turbos, guys. I'll say what I'm using as we go through it. It'll say just going for the list of stuff, what I've got. So we're going straight in to instruction 1. Instruction 1 and 2, we want to take the air filter, and what we're going to do is place the intake onto there, like so. And then we're going to get the BP screw. So I'm just looking for my screwdriver. Yeah, there we go. You can see this is an umbrella screw, I'll call them. The big top on, so that's going to keep this in place. So we'll put that in there, screw that in. That nice and tight. Into plastic, so be careful not to over tighten, but that's how it's looking, like that. Reminds me of the Canon air filters on my Escort Cosworth many years ago. Instruction 2, we've now got to put the filter cap on the end, and that just pops on just like that, and that is all done. So we'll put that to one side. Now instruction 3, this is all about doing these turbos, which I'm very excited about. So let me just bring all these turbos over. Right, so what do we need? We need this one, 8D, and then this one here. And you've guessed it, what we're going to do is push those two together. Just checking these are right before I do that, because it's going to be a bit of a ball ache to disconnect. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool and effective? And then we need this little piece here, and you can see, guys, it's got like a D shape, so it will only go on one way. I'm going on there like that. And then for instruction 4, we're going to take these two pieces. You've got 2 holes there, as you can see, and 2 pins. Just got to push those together. Make sure they're in the right place. Down again, line that up. If you're struggling to get them in, guys, just disconnect underneath like that. Make sure you can line them up. As they're only plastic, and pins, they will snap pretty easy. If you push too hard and they're not lined up. Well, yeah, that's cool. That's that done. And then moving on to instruction 5, I'm going to take the one we've just assembled, put it that position like that, and this has to go again. Can only go one way, I think. Double checking if we've got that right. I think that's right. He says, yeah, I think that's right. And then we're going to put an AP screw just in there. So let me get an AP screw. Put that back in there, so I think I'll do it in a sec. Just double checking if that's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute, you'll see why. So let's just connect these together first. Screw them in nice and tight. It's an AP screw. I'd say that's looking brilliant for that. Now what we're going to do for instruction 6 is bring over 8K, which is the exhaust manifold. And what we're going to do is turn this the right way now. So let me just look. And then what we're going to be doing is applying that. Like that. Had to look for a bit, and you've got a big hole here, little hole, little pin, and a big hole where the screw will go. So what you do is push that on like that, turn it over, and then we're going to be applying an AP screw to connect those together, just in there. So again, get another AP screw. Yeah, guys, I've got to get my flow going. I mean, once I get going, I really love doing these builds. But just with one thing and another at the minute, busy like everyone. It's just getting that, how do I put it, just getting into the studio and getting things done. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's how that's looking at the end of instruction 6. So we'll move on to instruction 7. What we need to do now is get this part, which is from the previous issue, and we're going to be attaching this manifold to the block. So this is self-explanatory. Just put that to the side there like that, and then we're going to put 2 AP screws just there and there to attach that together. Where do I keep putting these AP screws? There we go. Can you tell I'm ready for a holiday? Oh yes, yes I am. And in the future, when I tell you what's been going on, you'll understand why. So watch this space for that, and I'll tell you what's going on, or what's been going on in my life. Alright, so screw these in nice and tight. And I don't know if you've seen the last video, I think it was the Millennium Falcon. I said it, I have actually got now every issue left for the Millennium Falcon. So if I really wanted to, I could do a marathon and complete that as soon as I could get it done. How cool is that? Right, so that's how that's looking at the end of instruction 7. Pretty cool. Look at that turbo, lovely, shiny. Now what we're going to do in instruction 8, we're going to take a hold of this, what we've just done earlier in the video. And I think it's, which part is it then? Let's just get this right. Oh, it's the part from the last issue, guys, which is this part here. So I'm going to take this piece, which has got a little pin there. It's going to go in that hole there. This was from the last issue. Push that in like that. There we go, which is the thermostat housing. This is. I would have thought some pipes would go off that. I wouldn't be surprised if we hadn't got put. Very surprised we've not put glue on that. It does seem a tight. No, say tight, but it's a bit wobbly. Not coming out. That always worries me when I don't put glue on it in case it drops off. We'll leave it for now. And then we're going to take this air filter. Not only going one way because you've got that D shape. Carefully put that in the turbo. Look at that. Jesus, that's showing you how big this engine's going to be, guys. Look at that. That's just one little piece of the head with the air filter. Pretty big. Pretty cool. So I'm going to put that to one side. Move on to instruction 9. Now we need to take this part here and this little piece here and the oil filter just there. Oh, and also these little pieces here. So let's go. So what we'll do is, if we put this piece on first, again you've got a lot of these D shapes, so they'll only go on one way. Pretty easy to sort out. Push that in like that, and then we want these little pins, the little pins on these bottom pieces of plastic. Let me just look, try to doing this. I think the big ones have got to go in the holes, to be fair. Yeah, like that. Along with this second one. There you go, so that's looking. And then we put the oil filter. Again, it's got a D shape, so we're only going one way. That push on like that. Look at that. Pretty cool. And then we've got these 2 pipes. Now, let me just look at this. It's got to be the right way, so it's telling us to put the smaller pipe nearest to you. Which that's gone on pretty easy. These are 8Q and 8P pipes and parts. Carefully push that onto that other pin. There we go. And that takes us all the way to the end of instruction 10. Right, so now what we're going to do is bring over this part from the last video. And we're going to be putting this in to that hole there. And there's a little lip on there, I don't know if you can see that. So it'll only go in one way. And we'll attach that with an AP screw. So let me go over AP screw. Right, so I've got my screw lined up. Got to make sure I put this in the right position. See, that could still turn around even though it's got a little pin on it, or strip of plastic, or whatever you want to call it. But if I hold that pretty tight, bear with it if you can't see what's going on. I'm going to go, let me just sort this out. It's going into plastic here, so this should be pretty easy to get the screw in. There we go, it's nice and tight. I think that's just to line it where it's in the right position, if you know what I mean, but you will have to hold it while screwing it in, because it will move left and right. But yeah, that's just to keep it in line where it needs to be, I think. If that does move a little bit as you're screwing it in, just undo it and just make sure that's nice and flush with the block, because that's how you want that looking, like that. So the last instruction today then, guys, and the last issue until I get some more delivered, is now finally fitting the turbo cover mountings 8R and 8. These two pieces, which are 8R to 8F. Now I'm not sure what that is. I think that's the turbo. I'll look at that in a sec before we go. So what I want to do is, here you've got a little lip in there. So those are where you want to put these. So let me just look what we're doing here. There we go. So that's looking. I think you can see that there, look. So they only go in one way. And that's it. That's how that's looking. Pretty cool. That's the turbo cover. So after looking, guys, at this piece, this has got to go inside the turbo. Just pop that like that. Pretty cool. Now I'm not sure if we should have put the screw on the outside of that. But then again, the screw's already in. We did that. So yeah, we found that part now. I just pushed into that turbo. And guys, that is it then. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to give us a big like. I'd really appreciate that. Stay tuned to the end and I will put every part of this block along with the magazine and where we're at with this block at the minute. See you soon, guys. Take care. And that is it for this time, guys. We've worked more on the engine block, which I'm loving. Really exciting, guys, that we're building this block bigger and bigger in every issue. Thanks for your support, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully when you're watching this, I'm just chilling on my holidays for a week just to get away and refresh, hopefully reboot and come back fitter, stronger, relaxed and rested. So thanks for your support, guys. Please give us a big like if you did like the video. Even if you didn't like the video, give us a big like. It really helps the channel grow. And while I'm on that issue of the channel growing, big thank you for all the Elvis fans. You can see on my charts, YouTubers will know this, but you can see where the subscribers are coming from. I'm getting a lot of subscribers with putting Elvis shorts up, and I do really appreciate you. Elvis fans are the best, plus all the YouTubers who watch me on this channel and normal people who are not YouTubers. Thank you all. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your support. I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Be cool. Peace.